Thank you, Double D.
Thank you, Double D, as this man is on his way to the ring to collect vengeance for a wrong done to him 10 months ago. The image of fear, man, the fear in Johnny C's eyes has got to be outstanding.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one is your main event. It's the number one fall. It's a tournament time limit. Coming to the ring first is the image of fear, Kevin Morgan.
There is no running. There is no hiding for Johnny Z tonight. He's going to look at a 7-foot monster truck. I don't like his chances tonight.
You know, we have seen in that 10 months worth of time since Kevin Morgan made his return back here, every time that Kevin Morgan has stepped in the ring, he has been focused, visually focused on Johnny Z. It's all he wants to do is get his hands around the neck and around the body of the man who cast him out of here, not just out of Impact Inc. I mean, that was bad enough for Kevin Morgan, but to cast him completely out of IZW. They could never forgive Johnny Z for that. And at one point, Kevin Morgan was the most loyal soldier that Johnny Z had in the Impact Inc. Army. He was the one who constantly was on the search for Johnny Z.
He was the mercenary, if you will. He was like the mercenary of Impact Inc.
And he was so lost when Johnny Z was gone. But when Johnny Z returned, it was the worst night of Kevin Morgan's night. And tonight, he wants to return that favor by making the night a living hell for the natural born leader, for the man who at one point wore that IZW championship around his waist for almost one solid year himself. Well, Kevin Morgan wants to unleash a lot of frustration.
He's had a lot of his attention focused on Damon Windsor over the last few months. Looks to understand he's never, ever forgotten what Johnny Z has done to him. So, yes, it has been 10 months, and he finally gets his hands on Johnny Z tonight. There is no running or hiding.
Look at Kevin Morgan paced like a caged animal. He can't wait. He absolutely cannot wait for Johnny Z to come through that curtain. And now his moment, his dream is about. Look, Kevin Morgan is standing start and center in the middle of the ring, awaiting the arrival of this man right here. The founder, the owner, the natural born leader, Johnny Z.
And his opponent is the owner, the founder, the natural born leader, the savior of wrestling, Johnny Z!
He's not smiling anymore.
No.
I don't think I've seen him any more serious than the look on that face right now.
And what should come as no surprise, he brought the backup.
It might just take that entire backup team just to take down Kevin Morgan.
I'm not certain that all that backup is enough to keep Kevin Morgan from still coming into full contact with Johnny Z, but you're right. The look on Johnny Z's face, he knows what faces him in that ring. He knows exactly what it is that he's about to step in there with. And he is very, very measured in his steps as he comes around to make the entrance and to step into the lion's den with the biggest predator there is here in IZW.
Well, with Johnny Z avoiding Kevin Morgan for 10 months, what do you think the feeling in the pit of his stomach is feeling right now, knowing that he's going to have to stand across the ring from Kevin Morgan?
I don't think there are enough butterflies in the world to represent how nervous Johnny Z has got to be at this point. We know Johnny Z is the master of mind games. We know that he presents himself as a confident, always in control, his position of ownership, giving him that status above everyone else. But he knows when it comes down to it at this point, he is going to have to be in physical confrontation with a man who wants to do nothing more than rip Johnny Z's head from his shoulders.
Well, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure Double D made his choice on Thursday, so this isn't a whole lot of preparation for Johnny Z to prepare to wrestle Kevin Morgan, as if staring across the ring isn't scary enough.
bringing the troops in, and Kevin Morgan standing his ground. He hasn't retreated, he hasn't vacated the ring. He now has 4 individuals in there, but I don't think Kevin Morgan would care if there were 4,000, as long as the end result is him getting his hands on Johnny Z. Mark Wilson trying to order Fanny Maverick to keep Kevin Morgan back, and Morgan, you know, Morgan's waiting his time. Morgan limbering up.
He's very patient. He's very patient.
He's been patient for 10 months. He knows that this is the opportunity. He knows there's nothing that can keep him from finally getting his hands on the man that he hates with so much passion right now, with Johnny Z. I think the only other man who might equal that hatred is Damon Windsor, because of what it is that Windsor did in causing Lisa Gennaro to betray him at Violent Valentine. And he was the first man to step up there. The stand between Johnny Z and Kevin Morgan is the facility.
Those 2 men are going to battle it out of coronation. Somebody's going to be leaking something by the time that match is over.
It's going to be first blood between Kevin Morgan and Damon Windsor, but that's them. Tonight, it's Johnny Z and Kevin Morgan. The IZW world rallying support behind Kevin Morgan and waiting for this matchup to finally get underway.
It's a dream for Kevin Morgan. Maybe not so much for Johnny Z.
No, I think the word nightmare is much more appropriate for Johnny Z.
Get out! Mr. 400.
Again, Kevin Morgan has rarely taken his eyes away from Johnny Z. Simply bides his time.
Johnny Z! Johnny Z! Johnny Z! You suck!
Can't you feel the love in the air whenever Johnny Z is attacking his fans, I should say?
Well, I know that what it is just a psychological ploy.
He's hiding something on his big old body. He's been hiding something forever. I don't want to do this.
This Morgan now being checked out there by our referee if he has to impacting. The ref telling Kevin Morgan, wait a moment. It's about to happen.
We have waited so long.
And the bell is in, and there goes Kevin. Kevin straight into Johnny Z. No quarter given as he just pounds the fist down.
No more patience. No more patience.
Johnny Z can barely cover up enough to protect himself from the barrage of fists. Morgan with a high hip toss on Johnny Z.
Big Redwoods just knocking Johnny Z around the ring.
And Morgan still, because those closed fists just all over the upper body of Johnny Z. Z can't find a moment. Morgan, once again, big Beal throw, corner to corner.
Launching him like a lawn dart all over the ring.
And now Morgan switches to those powerful tree trunk legs, just stomping Johnny Z into oblivion.
Do you think Johnny Z's thinking it was a bad idea to fire Kevin Morgan now?
I think he might be getting the message that he might have screwed up back in May.
Hopefully loud and clear.
But there's no apologies accepted here. Kevin Morgan's going to beat the apology out of Kevin. Z quickly ducking underneath, jumping up and trying to latch a sleeper hold on, but Morgan just driving Z back into the corner. And Morgan numbering those fists into the midsection of Johnny Z. The natural born leader feeling those impacts.
I think I would rather be hit in the stomach with a baseball bat.
I think that might have been similar to a baseball bat repeatedly.
Rotten impacting on the outside.
Kevin Morgan continues. Morgan stomping the head And now Morgan picking up the Johnny Z, just with a blatant choke right there. Driving Z back into the corner.
Unbelievable. Listen to the cheers of the crowd.
The IZW world getting more than their money's worth tonight. As Morgan, I thought maybe Morgan was going to go for the moment of fear, but he's not done yet. By no means is he satisfied with what he's done to Johnny Z so far. As another big double choke and just throws Z into a corner.
From 7 feet in the air to the mat.
And hitting it extremely hard. Morgan goes for the pin.
Shoulder was up, too.
But Johnny Z, you know, there's a part of me that's a little surprised that Johnny Z just didn't stay down for the pin and stop the pain. He knows that if he continues this match, he's going to have to continue to suffer this type of punishment. Morgan pulling Johnny Z up and over off the top of him to break that sleeper hold.
I think Johnny Z's got a very, very good plan with going back to that sleeper. If you could drop that big 7-foot monster down to one knee and keep him on the mat, Johnny Z might stand a very, very, very good chance of winning.
Well, it's been modified. Look at Johnny Z just throwing the hand down like, please, please no more. But Kevin Morgan not in a mood to listen. And see with a couple of well-placed heads to the temple. See trying to measure for that second rope bulldog. There it is. It took him a little bit of time, but he was able to pull it off.
He needs to make that cover. He needs to make that cover really, really quick.
I wonder if Johnny Z has enough energy left in him to make the cover. He's been beaten so much, and we're only about 3 or 4 minutes into this match. It sure feels to Johnny Z like it's going to be trouble.
Now it's illegal to choke. You can choke him the whole
3 or 4 minutes in, he's been thrown around, kicked, beaten like a rag doll for the entire almost 4 minutes.
Choke him now. Choke him now.
Somehow, despite all of that, Johnny Z has found himself able to get back into an assertive position with Morgan. Morgan now with some well-placed elbows and fists.
Big knee to the face.
He tries to get back up on his feet, get that vertical base back underneath him, and that natural height advantage back into play. But he couldn't do it there. And Johnny Z now.
Choking him on that middle rope. This is just like going right back to that sleeper, trying to keep the oxygen away from Kevin Morgan.
Mark Wilson getting an eye rake in there before Johnny Z collapses the entire weight of his upper body across Kevin Morgan.
Kevin Morgan just getting hit from all angles and all sides. It's got to be very difficult to deal with the fact that Impact Inc. is on the outside of the ring and he's having to face Johnny Z in the ring.
Johnny Z now feeling as if he is finally back in control of this match. You can tell because Johnny has slowed the pace of the match down. Kevin Morgan was completely full speed ahead, fists a flying. But Johnny Z now much more measured in his offense. John floating over, trying for the float over DDT, but he can't get Morgan down. Look at Morgan pick Johnny Z up.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody counter that float over DDT yet.
And Morgan now waiting in the corner, charges in, but Z able to elude that charge. And Z back to the sleeper. It's the one thing that they focused on. And you're right, Harrison Stone. Very effective on the part of Johnny Z.
Such a great psychology to this match right here. Keep the big man down, wear him down, keep him off his feet.
Johnny Z playing sort of the long game here, knowing that he had to absorb a lot of punishment in order to catch Kevin Morgan Morgan unawares looked for that one moment to capitalize on and find that weakness. And the weakness appears to be the carotid artery of Kevin Morgan.
If you could just think for a second, Burnham, when you have got your wind going in 100 miles an hour, you're breathing on, to have that carotid artery cut off, words can't describe how difficult that is to focus on your match at that point.
Well, it was very close there as the hand dropped twice for Kevin Morgan, but he caught himself on the third drop. And now, Morgan working his way back up. He's got to break this hold. Oh, that's the way to do it. Pick up your opponent and drive him down back first. And now both men down in the ring. Both men have exhausted so much energy in such a short amount of time.
What an unbelievable match. 10 months of the waiting. Johnny Z is not backing down. This match has almost been all Johnny Z and Kevin Morgan. No outside interference as of yet.
If there was a definition of a grudge match, I think this would be it, especially for Kevin Morgan. Morgan with a spear! Morgan just jammed those loose spare ribs up into Johnny Z's thorax. And Mark Wilson's up on the ropes. Mark Wilson up in the face of Kevin Morgan.
He's got Mark Wilson.
Oh, Johnny Z knocks Mark Wilson off the ring apron. Morgan picks Z up, gonna go for that running power slam. He got it. He drove Johnny Z down. Come on, Kevin, pin the man. Now the facilitator, David Windsor, up on the ring apron as well. And Kevin Morgan would love to get his hands around. Come on, Kevin, you can't lose focus like this. Don't let Impact Inc. take this moment away from you. There it is. Over. And this time, Z able to connect with the float over DDT.
That might have been enough to keep Kevin Morgan down. Johnny Z slow to try to make it to his feet.
Both men now near the point of exhaustion.
Morgan's going to have to be the first one up. He's going to have to gut through that. Be the first one to his feet.
Well, looks like Kevin Morgan might be able to do that. He's got up to the knee.
His back is against the wall in this match. Too many members of Impact Inc. on the outside. Johnny Z on the inside.
Kevin Morgan up, and look where Kevin Morgan is. He's in the corner, and Johnny Z knows it. Johnny Z can feel it. Johnny Z warms up off the rope. Big! Morgan blocked it!
Oh, look what he's going for!
Morgan blocked it! Moment of fear! Johnny Z down!
That's got to be it!
And, oh, come on!
Are you serious?
And David Windsor just annihilates the referee. And now we open the pile. Impact Inc. once again into the ring.
All three, Bobby Starr, Damon Windsor, Mark Wilson, just tumbling and pounding Kevin Morgan.
Once again, the number game.
Look!
Here comes Double D. And here comes the IZW champion, Jermaine Johnson. Returning the favor that Kevin Morgan gave them earlier tonight. And they're showing no signs of any lingering injuries from that table.
Out goes all three, Mark Wilson, Damon Windsor, Bobby Starr, all out of the ring.
It seems like Jermaine is
look
pointing towards Johnny Z.
Look what we got here.
Jermaine's saying we're going to do what John couldn't do earlier.
Let's end it first.
Caller for the table.
Well, Morgan definitely staggered, but he is up.
This is why I made this.
And Double D saying, this is why I made this match. This is what I wanted to do for you. Another moment of fear.
Look at the back of Johnny Z arch up.
Johnny Z is down. Kevin Morgan has got the man pinned. Jermaine Johnson getting the Daniel Maverick back in the ring. 1, undefeated. Kevin Morgan has... Kevin Morgan!
He waited 10 months and he got his hands on Johnny Z and was victorious in his effort.
And I don't think revenge has ever tasted as sweet as it did in that moment right there, as Kevin Morgan put Johnny Z down and pinned his shoulders to the mat. How long has it been since Johnny Z has been pinned in a match? He's gone through 2015 undefeated until that moment right there. Oh man! And I don't think it's over for Johnny Z yet.
Look, Jermaine Johnson's got a table. Paybacks are going to be bittersweet.
Jermaine Johnson putting another table into the ring. They only used one earlier in the night in the tables match. I'm sure there were several stored underneath that ring.
That table was not working for the benefit of Impact Inc. earlier tonight.
Kevin Morgan positioning that table right in the middle of the ring. And I think they're about to do to Johnny Z what Impact Inc. tried to do to both of them earlier tonight.
Oh look, all three of them got their hands on Johnny Z.
Johnny Z trying to drag himself out of the ring.
He is pulling with everything in his life to pull
There
himself
is
out.
no escape for the natural born leader tonight. Johnny Z telling Double D, said, don't do it. Kevin Morgan.
Johnny Z realizes where he's at and who's standing right in front of him. That is not a good position if you are the natural born leader.
Johnny Z knows what's behind him. Johnny Z trying to beg off. But I don't really see a happy ending for Johnny Z in this situation.
All three of them.
And Z goes down through the table.
There was no problem in that.
The message has clearly been sent that Johnny Z just went through a table just like he could at Coronation on March 21st. The natural born leader has been laid out right here in the Impact Arena.
What a great match. What a great main event.
I think Double D did a great job in picking the Impact tonight for Johnny Z. And we thank you for tuning in. It's been an amazing night so far tonight as those three men celebrate the last of this issue here, but that championship belt in the hands of Jermaine Johnson right there. That championship still on the line, March 21st. It still means so much to the two of them. Kevin Morgan showing his appreciation, but right there,
That's what it's all about.
It's all about.
Yeah.